All right, live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. If you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Now let's go to our main conversation for today. Ajuri Ngelale, President Bola Tinubu's spokesperson, resigned on Saturday, citing medical matters affecting his family.
But the reasons he cited for his decision has very few people believing them. In fact, inside sources say Ngelale stepped down due to suspicions that he was on the verge of being humiliated out of office.
Very true, but the presidency had been seeking a replacement due to Ngelale's perceived lack of capacity to effectively perform the job.
It bears reminding that Ngelale held two key positions simultaneously, but the presidency directed him to focus on his climate action role while appointing a new media advisor.
Very well, but when Ngelale supposedly expressed a preference to retain the media advisor position, the presidency declined. He was subsequently blocked from meeting the president and excluded from the delegation to China.
Sources claim that Ngelale lacked the necessary experience, contacts, and network for the job.
All right, that's just about the time we have. Okay, and we still have it. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations had previously questioned Ngelale's qualifications and competence as a spokesperson.
Yes, and President Tinubu accepted Ngelale's resignation and extended his best wishes to him and his family.
All right, so that's just what we have for today. It's trendy, and of course, that's what we will be talking about today. Joining us from Lagos, Nigeria, Barrister Evans Ofeli, a barrister at law and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning, Barrister Evans.
Good morning.
Thank you so very much for your time. We truly do appreciate that. And also with us in the studios to do justice to this and more, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And yes, and also we have Olusegun Okunade, a chartered accountant and also public affairs commentator. Good morning to you.
Very good morning, and
thank
great
you
to start.
Thank you so very much. We truly do appreciate your time. But let's get into the crux of the matter here. There we have it. Ajuri Ngelale, spokesperson to the president, is way out of the presidency right about now. That's what we have. I'd love to start with you, Barrister Evans Ofeli. What do you make of this very abrupt but a very shift in the transition to the presidency?
Well, when the news broke out, it was Ajuri Ngelale's statement that I first saw, where he said that he's leaving the job because of family health issues and the rest of that. Before Premium Times went and excavated the reason behind his exit, and the reason we're told is that they pointed out that he's not able to do the job effectively, and that he was actually holding a double position, one on climate action and the other as the spokesperson to the president and all that, but that he wanted to retain his position as a spokesperson, but he was told that he can't do so, and as a result of that, he was blocked from seeing the president and also was dropped from the delegation to China and the rest of that. But come to think about it, some of us before now have been talking about the president handlers. Ajuri Ngelale, not that he has even done the work very well as we speak, but I also think that it's not only Ajuri Ngelale that should resign. It's not only him that is incompetent. The president also needs to resign. Because the president is not competent. Yes, he's not competent.
Don't you think that's a tough one?
Huh?
Don't you think that's a tough one? It's don't you think it's a bit dicey to say so?
That's my words. I'm the one speaking, so you can quote me out there. I'm the one saying it, and I'm saying it in good faith for the reason that this country is going down the drain. Why we look at Ajuri Ngelale's pedigree? He started his journey into journalism in 2011, and from 2011 to now, it's just something between 8-9 years, okay? And am I correct? 12 years or so?
Yeah, about 13.
Yes. So yes, it does not it's the cognitive experience of that span of years is sufficient for anyone to be grounded in any profession, okay? But look at the outcomes of many of his outings with Bayo Onanuga. Because the truth is that what led to his exit is actually infighting between Ajuri Ngelale and Bayo Onanuga. And that there's been a battle for supremacy. There was a time the president had to engage in an activity. Ajuri Ngelale gave us a different version of the same story. Bayo Onanuga came and countered it when it was addressed to the public. Then when the issue of the Dubai, the lift-up ban and all that, it turned out to be false. Ajuri Ngelale told the country that the issue had been addressed. So they've been embarrassed, a lot of embarrassment.
Very true.
So not only Ajuri Ngelale, the entire handlers of the president, including the president, they are all incompetent. They're incompetent. That is why we see what is going on. That's why NNPC will tell us something today, tell us another one the next day. Under their watch, they are not able to do anything. And the rest of that. I don't want to sit down here and single-handedly vilify and nail Ajuri Ngelale as the one who is not competent, therefore he should go. He's the one that is there. It's not the problem of Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria is the president.
Thank you, Barrister Evans.
So they should all resign from that place.
Thank you, Barrister Evans. Okay, let me start with you, Sheson Kwade. Looking at the current happenings, because I am of the school of thought that some persons can start off on the wrong foot and along the line find their way and get back on the right path. Let's imagine that maybe Ajuri at this point have found out that, okay, he needs to do some things right and is trying to do some things right. And those that are with the president are seeing him as a stumbling block. And that is why, because for over a few weeks, he's been trying to get access to the president to actually sit to discuss with him. But they have been blocking him from actually getting to talk to the president. Because looking at it, he was actually downsized from going to even have conversation with the president about going to China. And the president got to China and actually said some things that were not supposed to be said outside. Looking at it now, what is your reaction?
Thank you very much. I think I want to start on the premise of the high and mighty big Ogas referring that Ajuri does not have the cognitive experience. For 13 years, I doubt if few of us that are growing up, they are sending bad signal to say you have to have the experience. Even the so-called Bayo Onanuga, we saw his reaction on public domain. Yeah. And for people, few of us in the media with his vast experience that he claimed to be a veteran to be is a disappointment to the field of this area. So when you want to talk in terms of somebody having those skills, we've seen people coming out of school within 4 or 5 years doing a lot of exploit in their field of experience.
Very true.
So this is not an aspect of somebody saying you don't have that cognitive experience. You see, I'm not defending Ajuri. There are times you find yourself at the middle of something you cannot even manage yourself. You don't even know yourself. And that is just the bitter truth about this administration when you are there. Just like what they said, you can't be president's spokesman and you see certain things happening. You get confused of what to do. How do you manage a situation where somebody is saying subsidy is gone and we all agree that it's gone? But so from another quarters, we are hearing that the landing cost of that particular thing is about 1,112 naira. And somebody is saying, we are not subsidizing. The minister will come and say, we are not subsidizing. And you are the government spokesperson to come and defend that kind of... How do you defend it? And all of a sudden, somebody from another quarter is saying, no, we are not paying subsidy, but we are taking care of shortfall. You see, most of the time you use semantics to manage things. And when you find yourself, a lot of people will tell you that the best thing for you to do, just quite that the largest they enjoy, you know, is resignation. To him, we feel that I'm losing a lot of juicy things. But there are times you find yourself, like we have in developed climes, when you feel that what is going on is against your personality or your morale. You take an exit and you leave. But in this country, Nigeria, because we've so much made that our seats very juicy, you won't want to excuse. That's why Ajuri is feeling that rather than him leaving as spokesperson, because that gives visibility and that gives you a lot of extra codes when you move around. Because as a spokesperson, everywhere the president goes, you must be there. And that's why every battle will be there to make sure that you get up the radar. But I have to say that even Mr. Bayo Onanuga that claims he's a veteran, is a disappointment with some of the things we come out to read on daily basis. But I just want to say that the anglers of this economy are really not projecting what is expected, because if you are the aim of affairs and you come up with policies day and night that is really not impacting on the citizen, then you ask yourself that are you fulfilling that which is written in our constitution, subsection 4, section 14, subsection 2, or saying that your primary responsibility is for the welfare, where the welfare of the citizen is dangerous for us to even move out as we speak, because when you go out, people see you as the face. They see Barrister Philly, they see Tuji, my friend, on the TV. And the most important thing is that it's only big man face that they can see on the TV, not even though you're struggling. So you see every day people that are not supposed to even beg are now begging. And you are still at the end of a fair country. How do you want to be a sane person and manage information that you give to people? So I feel, to me, Ngilali should go and congratulate himself, excusing from the road, and see how he can find his way to, because as we speak, I'm still looking for who they will bring. Even with this administration, I can tell you that the former spokesperson for APC, Lai Mohammed, from my friends, if he's made the spokesperson of this administration, you will find it difficult to tell any lie, to manage the truth in what you're saying.
Very true. Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, since the come of this administration, a very catchphrase is now floating all over the place, the Lagos boys, right? During Ngelale came into the administration on the reference, the good reference of Seyi Tinubu. Right now, the same Seyi Tinubu couldn't save his friend out of the presidency. Now, do you see the hand of the Lagos boys in all of this, knowing that everywhere you talk about, whatever it is you see, it's all Lagos boys, Lagos boys, Lagos boys?
You can't take that away, because you see, just like you said, most of the people around the president are people that have worked with him since he was in Lagos, even before he became a governor, the Nadeko era and some other people. Those of them that were together at Nadeko fighting in quotes for democracy. So it will be. I really came into the midst just a few years ago. In fact, I'm not sure he was known by the president personally before he became spokesperson of what's it called, the former. President, you know, he was a spokesperson of a also worked in that capacity as well for the former president, and that was when he became a prominent. You know, he used to be at the AIT reporter also. So he wasn't part of the Lagos caucus, and he wasn't part of the long-term friends or workers or colleague of the president. So in that regard, it will be difficult for him to at least find his way around the many people, only him, and so many other Lagos boys or the president's colleagues and their friends. For me, it's going to be that work is good. It's difficult to do. Difficult to do in the circumstance that, look, you can only be a spokesperson and be respected by people when your boss is doing well. As long as the government is not doing well, you will not be able to. You will not be doing well. When you say Onanuga is not doing well, or whatever, to us, to those who appointed him, will be doing well because they have a job description. This is your description. How to sell this? This is white cup. We want to call it black. Go and send it to them.
But barrister, as a lawyer, yes, as a lawyer,
if he's not able to do that, they will say yes.
Yes.
The Torah will say he's not doing well. They have a job description. Our unfortunately, the only thing that is known with our father in my state, Kwara State, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, is about turning black into white. Whenever everybody wants to talk about it, people telling lie about government activities. They refer to Alhaji Lai Mohammed. It's unfortunate.
But as a lawyer, you are used to this same thing, right? Where you just made an example of calling white black and all. In your profession, this is what...
No, they are not the same.
Okay.
They are not the same. Our own is regulated by law. There are,
So it's lawful in your own profession. You can say black is white and white is black.
It's not. It's not. It's people that see it that way.
Okay.
When the law says this is the way to go, this is what you're supposed to do, and you are not able to do it. And now you see, when you say you have some lawyers are good, some lawyers are the best, because those lawyers can see what other lawyers will not see. The law is there, so if you can read between lines and you can bring out minor things that some people to distinguish between the two things, then you can. That's what you see people that say you call black white. No, we don't do that. We don't call black white. We call white white.
Technically,
then we follow the law. The law. So it's not. They are not the same thing. Then in this case, I talk about situation like this is a pure white call, and somebody is coming to say it's red and you must accept that it's red. How can you look out of the job? So for me, when I saw the citation letter of Mr.
yes.
I when I read through, I said some people say he said that he talked about medical challenge of one of his nuclear family. I said the question I posed, I asked my colleague that were there. I was at the gym that time. I said, is he a doctor? Will he be the one to treat the man? Can't he just be doing his job and go there once in a week or twice in a week or thrice in a week, or even assign one person permanently to say you must stay with this person?
No, you might not know the call. There might be a distraction. There are some people that are very close to you.
Maybe he's a very empathetic person. So,
like I said, that is the story he gave to us. Until we were told that it goes beyond that story. That is
we must look for something to cover.
Power play, and truly, if it's not about power play, why is it not in China?
Exactly.
Why was it not there? And you can see that from the start, the day Mr. Onanuga was appointed, there have been clash between Ngelale and him. Ngelale will make an announcement or release a statement. Mr. Onanuga will come and counter it, or Mr. Onanuga will bring release a statement, and Mr. Ngelale will come and bring a different position. So that dispute has been there, and Mr. Onanuga is seeing it as an affront. Because he believes that he's more closer to the president than Ngelale, that he has been part of the president for long. How can he, in quotes, small boy, now upstage me in this job? And so that power play, power play is there. So I won't rule out that possibility of say it was not because of medical challenge, it was because of the power play or because of the fact that it's not going along with people in the corridor of power. So for me, the job of this speaking for this president, of this government in particular, is very difficult, because there's no way you can only get a job done well if your boss is doing well. So just like I'm not trying to color what Eva said, that the president is not competent or whatever. If you are not doing well, there's no way people around you will do well.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Tunji. Barrister Evans Ofili, getting back to you. It is one thing for the president to be advised, and it's another for him to actually adhere and listen to his advisor. Now, at this point, who is fit for this position and whose head is fit to wear the cap to actually advise the president, looking at the power play that is playing out, and who would come in and Bayo Onanuga would see it as a privilege to work with as a team?
This is not about who is fit or not fit for this job. The most intelligent, experienced, and brilliant journalist or speechwriter or whatsoever to fit into this job, no matter how good you are going to fail. You are going to fail because the president is a hard sell. A hard sell. Okay? You see, the job of the spokesperson is supposed to convey the decisions, policies of government from the executive to the public. And that position is very sensitive. It also means that you are going to grant interviews to journalists who ask very hard questions. And it's expected that you should be able to defend the president with your answers and defend him with reasons. Okay? So it's a very tough job. And I think that taking a walk away from it is the best thing to do in the circumstances under reference. And I think Aguero Ngelale did the right thing. You cannot, a president that has failed to address his citizens who are aggrieved, who undertook a 10-day protest, whom he scheduled, a day to address them and the situation under reference, and he left it off and was saying some other things. So how can a spokesperson of the president come and reinterpret or explain that to the people? So it's difficult to do that. A president that is wasting the resources of the country, buying different kind of material acquisition that is unnecessary. What kind of intelligence are you bringing to the table or experience to explain that away and convince the people that is the way to go? You understand? So everybody working for this president is in trouble. And many of them don't know. Because most of the things they are doing and saying today will give them a run of their life in the future. This government is not on track. It has refused to acknowledge that it's not on track. It's saying that it will continue to run off track until the administration ends, or the administration ends by a function of time. And that is what we are saying. So when you say who is fit for this job, it's like asking why the sun rises from the east. You understand? It's a hard question. The man in charge is a hard sell. Remember that Ajorin Gidari also have been overworked because Tinubu inherited him from Buhari. You can imagine being a spokesperson of Buhari, and after that, you are not a spokesperson of Tinubu. You must be a very tough man, and you must be someone who have strong shock absorbers to be able to do that. And you must be a man that must resign at some point.
So you mean Lai Mohammed wouldn't have done a good enough job if he was in this administration?
What kind of job will Lai Mohammed do in the circumstance when people are hungry and dying? There's a man that jumped into the lagoon on Saturday, okay, whom people were begging him, pleading with him not to do that. He said, does not want to feed his family, his children, cannot pay their schools and all that. And when they pressed on, they said they will give him money. He said, if you give me money today, I eat today, I give my family to eat today. Will you give me money tomorrow and the next? And so they were trying to get close to him, and he jumped into the lagoon. And by the current of the ocean, the moment he got into he got missing immediately, because because of sea. We are battling with a kind of government that don't care whether they live or die. So if you tie your policies around situations that don't affect the lives of the people negatively, and you employ someone to be your spokesperson to entrench that consistently for 4 years, that person will have to leave at some point. Because if we're living in denial, the likes of Ajorin, they are living in denial when all you see is deceit and all that. So it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, it doesn't matter how good, how experienced you are. The situation under reference is a hard sell. Buhari was a hard sell. Tinubu is a harder sell. Okay? So two of them are disasters. And to have people to manage disasters, you must have studied crisis management or disaster management to be able to work in that cabinet and be successful. Even with your training, you can still fail, because all they do, they find human solution. You wonder how these people sleep at night with the kind of things they do. You spend huge amount of money for the office of the wife of the president. That's unconstitutional. You spend huge amount of money. You told us that 2 investors have come to sign. 2 investors have come to sign. Okay, that was the address. That was how he addressed the protesters. He told them that 2 investors have come to sign. Was that what the protest was about? Okay, then you are now prosecuting the protesters. 240 of them were arrested during this period. 10 of them were arraigned last week. And they are being charged for treason and treasonable felony. And you know that treason and treasonable felony, that charge sheet lied to itself, because protest is a right. Treason is an offense. So you cannot convert a right to an offense. And then you holding on to that charge sheet. It's all over the place. International committees are watching you with your silly democracy. So is that a government that Ajuri Ngelale does not have the capacity to speak for this government? Not that it is not. See, he doesn't have the capacity. You will need some kind of dogged lawyer to do that, and the lawyer will also fail. Anyone who occupies that office will fail. Even the person they are going to bring now to come and occupy that office can be shameless and all that, like Mohammed, but will still fail. There's no way you will not fail, because you cannot sell what is unsellable. You can't do that in the face of reality. You are selling something. There is no way you will walk in that office and not appear stupid, and not even rupture your own future by a commitment to that job. So let's look at the president as a person, and can we say that Ajuri Ngelale is not the only one that should resign from that position?
All right.
The president himself not to resign.
All right, very well said. Chiasson, let's talk about this particular issue here. Pastor Vance talked about the president being a hard sell, but let's compare it a little bit. A spokesman, a media handler of the Chinese government, was interviewed on BBC, and he was, of course, told that China is not a liberal or a representative democracy. And what he had to say about that, he pointedly said that the Chinese government is a dictatorship that works. It is a dictatorship that works, which means, of course, he was able to sell that, even if it wasn't what people expected. But let's come home to Nigeria, what we have right now. What do you think would be the best way the right person, if brought into office, could sell this government in a way that people can't, we would not see it as a failure?
You see, in response to your question, you see, the Chinese man is able to say that because we all know that what they practice there is not democracy. And the people in the environment understand that, and they lived by it. Here we're talking of democracy, where we say it's the government of the people, by the people, for the people. But we are actually working against it to be the government of the few, for the few, and being controlled by the few. That's the contradiction, and that's what is making it so difficult for you. You see, you keep coming out to say you have reforms, and the reforms, is it in favor of majority or the very few? I keep asking myself the question that we all claim there is no issue of subsidy before now. But on the day that the local refiner, Dangote, started its production, was the day we felt there should be increase in price. How do you manage that? How do you adjust that without any prior notice to the market? See, we are talking on the part of we, the consumers. I feel for an average business person who, as at yesterday, you've just galvanized resources together, possibly to buy 45,000 tanker at a particular cost, and you're waking up the next morning, like I read in the paper, that to have access to 45,000 liters is about 25 million. But when you are now going to buy at the new cost, is about 39 million. How do you augment for that 14 million overnight to be able to get the... And that's why, despite the increase in the price of that product as we speak, there is still a long queue. Because majority of the people that should go into that business and have their product out are now looking for funds to augment what they have actually paid for them to get out their product. So for me, whosoever, like Barrister, whosoever they are bringing in, I'm sure must have a more experience and skill than my brother's townsman, whom he knows better, to be able to. It's pretty. See, the hunger in the land, you cannot come out. Even the so-called veteran, I'm sure he's only buying time to say, I have to protect this. With everything said by Lai Mohammed, where is he? Where is his relevance today? people will leave seats and can move freely on the street. But today, the next thing you hear of them is that after they exit from office, is to either relocate out of the country and feeling that they want to go and rest. Rest where? Because they know here it's really not comfortable for them to stay or for them to move around. How many functions have you seen some of these people? You see, area I'm of concern is that we've lost value. There are certain things you do, you put your consciousness into it, that this thing that is really happening, what becomes of me and my generation in years to come, that we have lost. And that's why we are not getting it right. The likes of Awolowo, Zeke, and the likes looked into the future. The current set of leaders that we have are so self-centered that they don't look into the future. They don't even mind. They've even metamorphosed into bringing their children to understudy the funny things that they are doing that does not meant well for the future. If the so-called Awolowo, the so-called Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa did exactly what this set of people are doing currently, do you think that we have the country called Nigeria? The answer is no. Until we reinstate back the values that when you are on a particular seat or somewhere, you are looking into the future, not the present thing that you're saying. Because what we understand currently is that do the wrong thing. What you are benefiting for it is your time. And maybe for my people in the Christendom, he said it's God's favor on your path.
Okay, thank you, Cecil Kwade. Mr. Tunjin, let's go home with this. You should just add up your parting shot with your last comment, if I should ask you this question. Now, what is the way out? Because the president is not supposed to stay too long without a spokesperson. Now, what is the way out for this current administration?
The president is not lacking in that aspect. In fact, I am even complaining that there are too many. I was even complaining that why should we have and some people are trying to differentiate their job for me. Say their job descriptions are not the same. There are some concerns in Lima. I see them doing the same thing, and that's why there's a conflict. Whatever one did have a statement about. So for me, I don't even think the president should appoint another person. He's just looking between these people around him, and then they appoint. You see, the job is difficult because the president is not doing well. If you are doing well, it is easy to speak for a president, because that means you will not be coming out to tell a different story from what is happening. You are just saying the thing as they are to the people. Then what we are seeing here and why it's been difficult is that you are being made to come and say contrary to what is the reality on ground, and that is difficult. So and that's what's causing the problem. That's making it look like people there, and that's what's making like my Baba Mehmet look like a liar, because he's being paid to come and tell people the story different from what is on the reality. And unfortunately for him, he knows how to do that best, and that's why he's being known for that. Even he said it, that his child said, Baba, why are you being called a liar? So you see, it's not about fake facting. There won't be any facting if they don't want it. For me, I even think there are too many in that position. So for me, what we need to do is to put this country in a good position. When the country is in a good position, anybody that's speaking for the president will not have a problem in this. That there is no way you will speak for this president today or this government today that people will not see you as a liar. There's no way, because the reality is there, and the word will be saying to people are different from what is on ground. And that guy is good in that one. He knows how to do that. He's following that method. It appears regularly only know how to speak
phonetics and grammar.
Know how to one of those lies. Whatever he wants to tell them, things that are not in line with reality, he says to and that's why you see another coming to place. So for me, it's about doing the right thing. And you see, we're not getting it right because there's no consistency in our policy, and that's why it's difficult for anybody. And that's why I'm worried that the president is going from one place to another, marketing the country and trying to bring in investors. It will be hard for any serious investor to come into this country. A country whereby today you wake up and this is the policy, the next in the middle of the night the policy has been changed. Nobody, there's no guarantee of what will be your business plan tomorrow because of the inconsistency in our policy. If you go to Saudi Arabia today, a product has been sold for 1 year. It 20 years back, it's still being sold for 1 year. Then in our own case, you can't guarantee that.
Very true.
In fact, today if you buy it for 10 naira. You can't guarantee that tomorrow it will be 25 naira.
Thank you, Barrister.
All right. Just before we coast home, Barrister Francis, I would love to ask, no system is perfect, obviously, and that's the reason we have reputation management in having that work. What do you think is the best reputation management for this government as a PR officer if you were to handle that position?
Harry, you are a PR expert. I mean, you are supposed to be schooling us on what the team should do. What I know is that, from a layman's point of view, I am not a public relations person. But what I understand in branding is that when you lead people well and you do things to alleviate them from their state of poverty and the solution, you will earn their trust, and then you will promote good governance, because the essence of governance is for the upliftment of humanity. In any corner you find yourself in the world, a leader should be able to take people from point A to point B. And when the people ask questions why they are being led from point A to point B, the leader should be able to tell them that we are leading you from point A to point B to better your lives. If you look at the manifesto of these governments before they got into power, read out the manifesto and juxtapose it to what they are doing today. Have they not lied to the people? So this is a breach of the social contract theory. People donated their allegiance to you in exchange for direction, vision, and good governance. And once you assume power, they are getting the opposite of it. Their life is disrupted. They can no longer buy yam. They can no longer buy the things they used to enjoy, having donated their allegiance to you.
Thank you very much.
That is betrayal, as the simplest way to look at it.
Thank you.
And such betrayal, you are now saying that people have no right to protest against your inadequacies. And I think that's wrong. So to rebrand them or to call it whatever it is you want to call it, if they are not going to lead the people, or they are not leading the people right, then they cannot manage reputation.
Thank you, Barrister
But
Evans.
if they are going to turn a new leaf and do the right thing, they're fine.
Thank you, Barrister Evans. Thank you. Okay, over to you, Sheson. Please, in 30 seconds, can you just give us your parting shot, please?
Yeah, quite simple. We want a situation where we have restoration of values. That's, I feel, the gap that it's missing. People no longer think about, while we're growing up, they will say, remember the son or daughter of whom you are, is to tell you that wherever you find yourself in a particular position, do the right thing so that posterity can actually judge and do the. I think that's the missing link, why people will feel that when they see white, they can call it black. And we should be mindful. We are setting a precedent for the younger generation coming of not doing the right thing. If you're able to get a value proposition right, I think we'll move things forward. Then people who are seated on that particular seat, we know that doing the right thing is a call for them. And when you are not doing it, you are failing humanity, and definitely posterity will judge on you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheson Kwade.
Well said. Yes, I'd love to say a thank you to everyone. Barrister Francis Ofeli, thank you so very much for your time. We truly do appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so very much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you as always for being part of our show today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Sheson Kwade, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you so very much. We really do appreciate your time. Yes, but most importantly, to you watching all over the world, wherever it is you've done that, we'd love to say thank you to you particularly. But please do well to see and visit our site to get more on these at enterprisetvnews.com, and also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV S7. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Choma Okowa.
On behalf of the entire team, we'd love to say thank you once more, and we'll see you tomorrow. Rise and LA. Bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.